Hi guys, Stopping Cold here to bring you a round of barian shark duels. I'm sorry it's been so long, my computer's hard drive crashed, so I had to wait for that to get fixed. Then finals came up in school, so that just made all my free time go out. Since my hard drive crashed, I lost DevPro and I lost most of the duels replays that I was working on. These are all pretty much older duels of the testing phase, and they mix between tag duels and whatnot. So they're all older, and I have to record them using Windows over actually being able to show you them in DevPro. So here we go. So first game was a tag duel. I was dueling with a really bad Exodia thing against two plant decks. I mean, it kind of sucked playing with Exodia, especially in tag duel, but all he really does is set Jar Turtle and set the Jar of Greed. This plant person plays, it's like he attacks into Fiber Jar, so he gets 2 free draws off it for no reason. My turn, I MST, and I set the Fish Step, set the Fiendish, and set a monster. They gain 1,000. He goes for the attack. I DP. Then in the end phase, I Fish Step charge, hoping to draw, and I draw more Ray of Greed, which it's okay. So they just set a monster. We get swords, so, or it was the Neturi Cherry from the last turn. So now they just set a monster and pass back. I didn't get anything, so I decided to more Ray, and I now got the double fin, so I was able to start going into plays. So I just Bahamut Sharked, attacked, and then made a full armored in main phase 2. Pass back. They just set a monster and end turn again. My partner just ends. He doesn't even bother attacking for some reason. So they tribute 2 for Titanial, and then Swords dies. They set 1. Go for Bahamut Shark into a full armored. Have Metabo return 2, special the Angler, go into Abyss Dweller, then rank up Bahamut into C101 just so I can beat over the Princess Plant. Hit him for damage and pass. Their turn, they set a back row and set a monster. My partner just sets Jar Turtle. We attack, they Dust Tornado. He changed the Jar of Greed. It's like full armor's going to pop their backfield. Full armor's going to get swing through, and so is C101. It's like we're feeling pretty safe at this point. It's like he specials the Queen Angel and negates everybody, so that lets them get over the C101. It's like I was like, okay, I'm fine as long as I top deck a level 4 because he gave me a nice level 4 water monster, which just let me steal this game using 101. So on to game 2. This is Sharks versus Sharks, and I will now swap it to my side. So he sets 3 backfield and sets a monster. I go for 10 goldfish into Bahamut Shark. It gets bombless, so I decide to summon Shark Stickers just for protection. Set Fiendish and salvage back 10 goldfish and double shark. His turn, he flips Wind Up Shark, attacks, and just passes there. My turn, I go for Goldfish into Double Shark for Bahamut to get it compulsed. I was like, okay, your backfields are getting annoying, but that's both the 1-ups. Here he drew Big Whale. I was like, okay, I don't know why you're playing Big Whale. So he summons Hammer Shark, uses its effect to special Shark Stickers, then makes his end mains. I was like, okay, I'm perfectly okay with that. I draw MST to clear out a backfield, which happened to be Mirror Force, which was nice. So now I finally get to get the Bahamut Shark play off, and I rank up to take the Zen mains away, attack the Wind Up Shark, pop his Magic Cylinder. It's like, it's nice part is that most people, if they don't know how this deck runs, they won't waste the Magic Cylinder on this full armored, and they'll wait for the C101 to attack, but full armor will never let that happen. So he's basically just having to wait until he can actually get somewhere. So I summon Metabo Shark, return 2 of my fishes to the deck. C101 is going to beat over his Saber Shark, and then I'll finish him for game. So next game is the Sharks versus a Dark Paladin fusion deck. Some of the plays in this one seemed really weird at times to me, so I went for the standard Bahamut Shark, full armored with 2 back row to protect him. His turn, he just sets Marshmallow and passes. My turn, I swing in, I go for a full armored attack, find out it's Marshmallow. I'm like, well, okay, I can't do much against that. But I went to double fin to make an Abyss Dweller to make my guys tough. And it's like, he just passes again. I was like, okay, that's fine by me. I just pass back. He draws, sets one, which happens to be Soul Exchange. Why he never played this to get rid of some of my guys? Because he had multiple monsters in his hand that he could tribute for. But now he special summons Dark Magician, 1,000 Knives, my Bahamut Shark, and then sinks into Dark Paladin. Hits me for 100. I'm like, I'm okay. I don't care about taking 100. So I forgot I didn't have any fish targets, I guess, for double fin to work with, because they were probably both under the Abyss Dweller. So I just waited for him to attack and then Mirror Forced, and then in the end phase I fish step charged the Marshmallow. And once I got the double fin, he quit right there because it was going to be close to game anyway. So next up is Sharks vs. Geargias. Or, sorry, not Geargia, Machina Geargias. 10 goldfish, he maxes me, so I just summoned Double Shark. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have to leave it here. It was nice because I had the fish step charge and DP to back them both up. So his turn, he goes for Machina Fortress, play, goes for the attack. I fish step charge the gear frame, DP the fortress, sets Compulse. My turn, I special Friller, or I special Angler. He compulses Bahamut. Now I do double fin because I haven't normal summoned to make another Bahamut. Hit him for 26, and then main phase 2, I can go into a full armored. So he summons and then specials, then goes for 101 and takes my Bahamut. I was like, okay, I still have a full armored on the field. And then I draw Mirror Force. I was like, okay, that's even better. I get hit you for 200. And I set the Friller and pass back. He summons Girgiano and goes for a Leviathan Dragon. This was really nice because I was just able to Mirror Force and get rid of his guys. So he sets the limiter removal and passes. My turn, I draw into double fin. I go for the attack, and he summoned the Xer. I was like, okay, he's just trying to do that. And then I ran into the limiter removal. I was like, oh, crap. Okay, that works. So he top decks into Dark Hole, goes for a Zen Main's play. I was like, oh, thank you. You put it in attack mode because Double Fin Shark is now just going to let me steal the game. Double Fin Shark into him to make a 101. I was really dumb, I guess, at this point in testing because I didn't use 101. Because if that was an Effect Veiler, I would have been really pissed. But there was no Effect Veiler, so C101 just got to swing through for game. Next up is against a Frog Monarch deck. So I guess I didn't want to waste the Angler, so I just set Metabow and pass. He goes for Swap Frog. Does Swap Frog plays, puts some Ronins in the grave, and a Poison Draw, and then just ends. So I flip Metabow, special the Angler, make Bahamut Shark, attack, Battle Fader, of course. So detach for full armored and pass. Treeborn comes out. He ditches to special Swap Frog, Ronin to make a Gotchi, plays March of the Monarchs, and then summons Lion Darkness Dragon. I'm instantly going to try and Phoenix Chain him just so he'll weaken himself. I'd already done the math, and I knew with what I had I could weaken him enough. So then I Mirror Force. He has to negate. Now full armored's the stronger. He has to die. I get a pop. It's like he was lucky his Gotchi got to stay. So he goes for a second Gotchi. It's like I draw DP and set that. I kill one Gotchi. Make another full armored. And just pass back. He draws into a title, so he goes for Treeborn, summons Kaias, banish a full armored, and then specials title. I DP the Kaias, he hits full armored, passes back to me. I guess I was really dumb in my testing phases because I rank up and I take the title instead of like making a 101, stealing the title, then ranking up and stealing the Gotchi. I don't know why I was so bad back in these testings, but it's whatever. So he goes for Ronin. I decide, okay, I'm done with it after that. He makes a lad. Hits me, so now all I could really do is Kama, except I did have Shark Stickers, so this was really fine. So I summon Friller, try to special Shark Stickers, and his lad has to negate. So now I can just swing over, and he specials a Ronin, and I just kill it. I probably should have just went main phase 2 and took it, so it was less of a Ronin to deal with. So Treeborn comes back. He sets a monster and ends. And once again, I don't even bother using C101 to take the Treeborn. I decide to pop it with Gungnir. I was like, wow, when I rewatched this, I was like, what the heck was I doing back in some of these testings? So, Treeborn, it's like Ronin, special Swap Frog, send special Ronin, make Herald of Pure Light to add Lad, then Ronin again, and he makes an Armor Kappa, and this time I actually do use C101. I'm guessing I thought I could only take attack position monsters with C101, just like with 101. But that was the end of this set of duels. I am going to upload one more bonus duel, so let me get to those. Okay, so this is the first of the bonus duels. It was my Barian Sharks versus some normal deck. So I just set a monster. He summons Gene Warped, Foolish Burials, and Obelisk, and then normal mana crossed out my Double Shark, which sucked because now my Double Fin was worthless. But I do draw a Silent Angler, which made this all the easier. So Bahamut Shark into full armored. Attack. I get Destroy and Pop. Why you set swords, I don't know. That made 0 sense to me. But he summons a monster and then creature swaps, and I just gave him Bahamut because I didn't really care. Because if he switched it to attack mode, Double Fin was just going to go and take it. But it's like, I just made an Abyss Dweller and ran over and hit him for all this extra damage. Pass back to him. He draws into a Cyber Dragon, so he special Cyber, then sets. Then he runs into his own monster, who then weakens his Cyber Dragon. It's like, sure, you made my job all the easier now. So I draw Fiendish. I used Abyss Dweller just so I could put 2 monsters back with Metabow. So I get a run through both his monsters, and now he's top decking, and yeah, he top decks Power Bond, so that was absolutely worthless. Alright, and last bonus duel is a tag duel. This is once again me and my brother. His Fire Fists. I believe this was his Transmodify and my Transmodify. Yeah, this was my Transmodify Sharks and his Transmodify Fire Fist. So I do Bahamut. He plays Scapegoat on Bahamut's effect, and I was like, ooh, yes! Monsters for full armor to destroy. He plays Chaos Burst. We take 1,000. Okay, I get a redeclare and pop another one now. I set 2. He does tornadoes off. Fish Depth Charge was like, yes, you hit the bluff. They Dark Hole. It was like, okay. Alexandrite. Okay, we'll take 2 grand because Phoenix can't stop you. My brother, he goes for Gyoko. Sets a monster and sets 2 backfield. Spartan draws Sakuretsu. He goes for the attack. We DP the Alexandrite. Mostly because we probably want his Raven to sit there. So I go for Double Fin. Grab a Spear Shark. Bahamut Shark. Into full armored. Attack. He Sakuretsu armors. Okay, I'll just detach and hit you for the 200. For the 22 then. I set the Transmodify for my brother to use. So he sets Marshmallow. My brother draws into Pod Duality, but it's like the bear play was to Transmodify into Gorilla. Get another Gyoko. Gyoko up his backfill. Play Tensu. Summon Wolfbark. We attack, and they thought they were really funny because they were like, you mad because it's Marshmallow? We're like, not really. We don't care because Fire Fists have the ultimate enter of Tiger King. We didn't bother negating its effect right now because it's like, there's no point in doing that. So he draws DP and sets. I draw into Saber Shark. I negate the effect of all non-beast warriors, and I get to pop the DP. So they'd quit right after that because they're probably so pissed off because Fire Fist don't have a problem with Marshmallow and Spirit Reaper like my Sharks do, which is why I love tag teaming with my brother, just for that reason. Because any stall-based monster card, Tiger King's the answer, and we can get rid of it. Yeah, so once again, I'm sorry it's been so long. I'll hopefully have a few more videos to upload before much longer. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.